Hello guys, I'm back to here. Well, today topics is the difference between Japan and Singapore because in the previous video I talked about the difference between Tokyo and Osaka, and because I compared the two cities which is in Japan, it is too detailed for you guys. So I'd like to compare with Japan and Singapore. So the first one is the humidity. Well, the many people say that Japan is so humidity and muggy. Well, I think so, but compared to the Singapore, I think that Singapore humidity is much more than Japan, but it's like a coffee. I don't know why, but if I visit Singapore for a week, my skin and my hair condition getting better. So Japan is also humidity in the June to the middle of summer, but in the winter and autumn it's really really dry. So, and the second thing what I have noticed is that Singaporean men and women are so attractive body line. I am so curious why it happens. So if I walk in the city, I'm always seeing that, wow, that girl's boobs is so great. That man has really nice muscles. I'm so wondering what the difference happened because genetically I think we are same. I tried to find a figure. I tried to figure out the reason. Maybe because it's all year hot. They need to show their body, in the whole year, so they are more motivated to exercise by themselves. And second reason is sadly, or maybe sadly, the men have the obligation of 2 years of they should attend the military training as a conscription system, so that is not exist in Japan. And the third thing what I found is that so many nationalities are there. Well, Singapore is known as a city of the English-speak city in the Asia, maybe because of maybe Philippines also and Hong Kong also, but Singapore I do find so many Western, so many Asian, so many Arabic. It's like really internationalized country, and which is really different from even compared to Tokyo. Let's say Tokyo, you will find the non-Japanese 5 to 10%, I believe. But if I go to the Singapore, I hardly find the Singaporean, and that could be some problem. But I really love that open country which welcome the many countries people. So that's a difference, I think. But don't mind if you come to Japan, you can enjoy that real Oriental Japanese atmosphere. You have to eat Japanese food. You have to stay in here with a Japanese. So that is also the great thing, I think. And the fourth thing what I found is that Singapore is really reasonable in the cooked food. If I compare to the vegetable or meat itself, maybe the Japanese price is not that expensive, but when it comes to the cooked food, if you compare to the Singapore and Hong Kong, it's really expensive in Japan. Well, I do find cheap food in Japan, but if I try to eat the cheap food every day, it tends to be not healthy. It means that it's not inclusive so many veggie, but what I surprised in there is they do have a reasonable food, which including not only the meat, but the so many vegetable. So maybe if I live there, maybe I hardly cook by myself. The fifth thing what I have surprised with air conditioner setting temperature. It's too chilly for Japanese. In Japan, because of the electricity consumption problem, we have to keep our temperature in 28 degrees Celsius even in a hot summer day. So some of you guys, if you come to Japan, you may find it so hot even in inside, but Singapore is too chilly for me. So maybe it's someone say yes or someone say no to that customs. And number six, what I found is so much England influences. Yeah, it should be there, but there's a really nice high tea culture as well as a really beautiful, city hotel which look like really Western, let's say European like, and that kind of, atmosphere is not exist in Japan. Yeah, you will find in European and or Western, let's say a restaurant or how say hotel, but it is a little bit different. So I truly love that the Singapore atmosphere, which is in Asia, but at the same time you can feel something like more, westernized areas, and which is really sophisticated. I truly love that. So if you come to Japan, as I already told you in a nationality number 3, you will come to really, really only Japanese, only Japan. So our country may be no influenced by any other country, maybe Chinese. We do have so many influence, but basically it's really Asia. So number 7, what I'm surprised is that sweet, sweet green tea. Well, I'm now drinking a green tea, but Japanese green tea will not add any sugar. But in Singapore, if I ordered green tea or if I buy the vendor machine, that green tea was really sweet, and actually I couldn't drink that. It was too sweet for me. So next is the last, number 8. Singapore is compared to Japan. It's really, really energetic city. Well, thanks to the economic growth of maybe the other country, which is close to Singapore, Singapore itself is really, really energetic. There's so many people line to taxi, so many people come out the department store with many bags. That kind of thing you will hardly find in Japan. So it means that Japan is, well, economically a little bit suffer from the Singapore. So if you come to Japan, if you're living in a Singapore or Hong Kong, you find it a little bit, how say, not calm, but kind of the matured city. So we are Asia, but compared to the Shanghai, Hong Kong, Singapore, the atmosphere might be a little bit different. If you go to Akihabara, you may find something a really energetic atmosphere, but other than the Tokyo midtown, you will find a little bit calm atmosphere in Japan. Well, today's topics is end up. I hope that you guys find something new or something interesting in my story. If you do have some request or question, please leave your comment. And I'm so happy that I continue this time at here because I prepare some, video and space so I could come here anytime he sleeps. So I I really enjoy it too. See you, bye.